Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Wrestlemania 37 predictions. It's been a long time since I've done some good prediction videos. The last prediction video I did was for my birthday for NXT In Your House, so it was a long time ago. As the memes say, it's been 84 years. I'm very excited to do some wrestling predictions. It's been a while since we've done it. I'm looking at the screen to get the predictions ready to go. So we're going to go through the entirety of WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 and give you all of my predictions. Let's jump into it. Up first is my Logan Bad Bunny Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison. If you think they called up Damian Priest and they got a celebrity to come in just a job, I'm sorry, I got some bad news for you. I don't think it's happening. I think Bad Bunny is going over here. Yeah, it's a celebrity cameo at WrestleMania. Like, come on. Yeah. Up next is The New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Now, New Day, one of the most decorated tag teams of all time. However, Omos, this is his debut match, and it's at WrestleMania, and he's teaming up with AJ Styles, who has never held the tag titles, and this would be him. If he wins this, he becomes a Grand Slam champion. I feel the New Day are going to bump like crazy for Omos, and I feel like this is an AJ Styles and Omos win. Then we have Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. Now, I've gone back and forth with this one a couple of times. I feel like it could go either way, but my gut instinct is that Shane McMahon is going to win because Braun does something stupid. Basically, I feel like Braun is going to murder Shane McMahon by throwing him off the top of the cage, through an announce table, or just through the cage. Something like that. He's going to basically... The way you win a steel cage is by escaping the cage or pinfall submission. I feel that Shane's going to escape the cage because Braun is going to throw him either through or over or off the cage, and that's my prediction for that one. Then we have Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. Now, Seth Rollins is one of the faces of the company. Cesaro is someone who deserves better, and I feel like deserves a big WrestleMania win. He hasn't had his big WrestleMania win. Is this the time? I really hope so. I hope he spins Seth like 100 times. I'm gonna... My head says Seth, my heart says Cesaro. I'm going to go follow my heart, and I'm going to say Cesaro wins this one. Then we have the Women's Tag Team Title Turmoil match. The winner, it's not tag title match, it's the winner of this match goes on to Night 2 to face the tag champions, Shayna and Nia Jax. So, we got a list here. It's Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, Lana and Naomi, Natalya and Tamina, and the Riott Squad. Also, probably going to be Billie Kay and Carmella, because they've been mentioned in this, so they might be just shoved in at the last minute. I think that's a possibility. But I'm going to go with someone who's in the actual match. I'm going to go with Lana and Naomi, because they've been building them up, and I feel, even though we had the ow my hole moment with Nia Jax, I still think that this feud's not over between Lana and Nia and Shayna. So I feel like this is Lana's going to finally get one over on those two, and then the rivalry's going to be officially over in the books. Book closed, done. Finished. Finito. Complete. Then we have the SmackDown Women's Championship. So WWE like to have the Women's Royal Rumble winners lose at Mania, so I could see it going either way. And also, Sasha is a 4-horsewoman, which means that she's the only 4-horsewoman on the card, which means that I feel like WWE might put her over. Also, I think the babyface has been in the main event, which means that maybe she might lose. I feel like Sasha could retain here. I'm going to go with Bianca Belair to win. As same as Cesaro, my heart says they're going to do the right thing and put Bianca over here. My head thinks Sasha's going to win this one, but I'm going to go with my heart, and we're going to go with Bianca. And the main event of night 1, it is Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. I think Bobby has been amazing as champion, and even though it's going to feel almost like a transitional champion, even though the Miz was transitional to Bobby, and now Bobby's going to transition back to Drew, I feel like Drew's going to have to win this one. This is like a reward to Drew McIntyre for holding up Raw for a whole year with no crowds. I feel like they go, right, this is your moment. This is the WrestleMania moment you should have had last year with a crowd. You're finally going to get it now. I feel bad that it's at Bobby's expense because Bobby has been fantastic. I feel like the fact that they've put Corbin with Bobby Lashley makes me think that they want people to boo Bobby Lashley and they want Drew to be cheered. That's essentially, they put Corbin with him just to get some heat, essentially. I think Drew's going to win it here, but I hope that they hot potato this title a bit. I would love Drew to take the title of Mania, and then the next pay-per-view Bobby wins it back, and then the pay-per-view after that Drew wins it back, and then they just swap it back and forth a couple of times. That would be fantastic. I feel like Bobby, I feel it is a bit short. It's going to be a bit of a short reign, and I feel like he deserves a longer reign than he's going to get. But I do think this is Drew's night. And that is the end of night 1. Alright, let's have a drink. And we'll move on to night 2. Night 2. Up first we have the Nigerian drum match. It is Big E versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship. I feel this could go either way. When in doubt, at WrestleMania, you back the babyface, because babyfaces more or less win most matches at Mania. So I'm going to say a Big E retention, even though I feel Apollo Crews has been doing great work as a heel. I could see them dropping it. He could drop it, and then Big E moves on to other things, which would be great. But I feel it's an Apollo Crews victory, Big E victory here, a Big E retention. Then we have Kevin Owens, my dad, versus Sami Zayn, the conspiracy theory guy, with Logan Paul in Sami Zayn's corner. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I'm saying all those things. So, who would have thought when we saw El Generico versus Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor that they would end up having a match with a YouTuber in the corner, Logan Paul. Yeah. I feel Logan Paul is doing the Mike Tyson part of Shawn Michaels versus Austin at WrestleMania. I feel like he's on Sami's side going into the match. He's going to realise Sami's a dick, and then he's going to end up knocking him out. I feel like Logan Paul's going to get because he's a boxer, he's going to knock Sami Zayn out, and then they'll distract him long enough for Kevin Owens to get a stunner on him. And that essentially it's going to be a repeat of Austin versus Shawn with Mike Tyson, with Logan Paul taking the place of Mike Tyson, which is the most random thing I've ever said in my life. But I think that is what's going to happen here. Okay, then we have Riddle versus Sheamus. I think Sheamus has been amazing, and I feel like he deserves the title reign. But I feel like Riddle's going over here. I feel like Backstage likes him a lot, and I feel that my dog is doing spins for some reason. Distracting me. Good girl. Good dog. Anyway, yeah. Riddle versus Sheamus. I feel Riddle is going over. I feel like Sheamus is going to basically give Riddle the rub. This is going to be essentially passing the torch. Sheamus is in his twilight of his career a bit, which is a shame because I really like Sheamus. But I feel like he's going to kind of give Riddle a big win here at WrestleMania, I think. And that's as Backstage likes him. I think Vince really likes Riddle. So I feel like Riddle's going to win this one here. Then we have the Nia Jax versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus the winner of the Tag Team Turmoil match. So I said the Lana and Naomi were going to win the Tag Team Turmoil match. I think they are going to go on and beat Nia and Shayna. I feel like Lana's going to somehow pin Nia. I don't know how Nia's just going to run into the turnbuckle or something and knock herself out, and then Lana's just going to pin her. It's going to be something stupid like that. Or like she'll fall over, or I don't know. Or I don't know how it's going to happen, but I feel like Lana's going to pin Nia Jax, and they're going to end that storyline once and for all, and that's going to be it, and they're going to move on. Nia and Shayna are going to maybe have a rivalry with each other, which would be interesting, and yeah, we'll just see where we go from there. And up next is my Lock of the Night! Night 2 Lock of the Night. Yes, I call it my Lock of the Night, and as we have a 2-nighter show, I feel I have to do 2 Locks of the Night, because it's 2 nights. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I could have just done a Lock of the show, and been cheap and copped out, but I'm going to do my second Lock of the Night. If you don't know what that means, my Lock of the Night, I've only ever had this wrong once, and that was Roman Reigns. I said Roman Reigns was going to beat Brock Lesnar at Mania, and then he lost. That's the only time I've ever got that wrong, so these are normally really spot on. I'm quite proud of my record. I've got a very good record with these. So my second Lock of the Night is The Fiend versus Randall Keith Orton, and after Randall Keith murdered The Fiend in cold blood, or set him on fire, so in hot blood. Is that a term? When Randy Orton killed him, murdered him, didn't go to prison or anything, he killed the Fiend. The Fiend's dead. Fiend's back. He's all crispy, extra crispy Fiend. He's going to be fighting now. He will want revenge. The Fiend's got to go over here. Surely he's not going to get murdered, come back, and then lose. Surely not. The only way I can see the Fiend losing is if he gets like DQ'd or counted out or something stupid like that, which I really hope is not going to happen, because that would be so lame. But I'm going to say the Fiend wins this one. My second Lock of the Night. Then we have Asuka versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. Asuka's my favourite. I love Asuka to bits. But it's Rhea's time. Rhea Ripley should have won it last year, and she didn't. Instead, they gave it to Charlotte, and Charlotte became NXT Women's Champion, held it for a short time, and didn't put anyone over. She didn't even take the pin to lose the title. It was a triple threat match. I feel like Rhea deserves better and deserves a title run here. I feel like she's going to win the title, and then babyface Charlotte's going to come back and then beat Rhea Ripley again. I think that's what's going to happen. I like Asuka a lot, but I think Rhea Ripley is her time. Now, it is the main event of the second evening, the main event of WrestleMania. And I have no idea who I'm going to go with this one. I keep changing my mind. It is Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan. Now, this could go in so many directions. They're building up Roman as the unbeatable, unstoppable champion. You can't really do that if he is beaten and stopped, right? I mean, that's kind of when you say unbeatable and untouchable. I feel like Roman needs to win this, but it's WrestleMania. The babyface always goes over at WrestleMania. It rarely happens. Triple H went over in the McMahon in every corner title match. Brock went over Roman, even though really he was a babyface because no one wanted Roman to win at that point. But the majority of the time, if your main event in the show, your last match of the night, the good guy always goes over. Which means that Daniel Bryan's going to win. But I feel like Daniel Bryan is in this match to take the pinfall. That's why I'm so confused by this one, because it could go anyway, because it's been 10 years since Edge had his retirement speech, and it feels like it's so fitting for him to win the title after coming back from injury 10 years later to the day. It's so perfect. Then why am I thinking Roman's going to win? I honestly, I would say flip a coin, but it's 3 people. I honestly think it could go any way. As I said, Daniel Bryan's the babyface, so babyfaces win at Mania. Roman Reigns is unstoppable, undefeatable monster, so obviously he's gonna remain undefeated. Edge come back from retirement. 10 years to the day since he's lost. All three of them have a really good claim to this match, to this win, to this title. I honestly don't know which way it's going. I'm going to really struggle with this one. But I'm going to say...
A few moments later.
I keep changing my mind. I was going to say Roman, then I was going to say Edge. Now I'm like... Now I'm Daniel. At this moment, in this time where I'm recording it, I am saying... that I can't pick. It's very hard.
2,000 years later.
Roman Reigns is going to retain and hold this title indefinitely until the end of time. He's going to go on a Bruno Sammartino type run. He is going to hold this title for 2,000 plus days and never drop the title. I have my reasons. It's because I feel like they've turned Edge heel, so that he's not really a babyface win at Mania. Daniel Bryan's in there to take the pin. I don't think Daniel Bryan's winning the title, even though he's the babyface and it makes sense for him to win it. He could still win it, but you know. I feel like Roman Reigns is going to win it. I feel Jey Uso's going to get knocked out of the match for some reason. And then maybe Jimmy shows up because Jimmy's supposed to be coming back from injury soon. So I feel like maybe Jimmy gets involved. And then they become the Bloodline 2.0 with Jimmy and Jey both behind Roman. And then he becomes even more unstoppable. And then they have to build up a new contender. Which would be nice if it was Big E, and then they bring the New Day over from Raw after losing the titles. And then you have the New Day versus the Bloodline. And you have Big E go for the title against Roman, and have the Usos versus the New Day again, which would be sick. I mean, that's kind of what I want. I don't know if it's going to happen. And then eventually into The Rock versus Roman Reigns at next year's WrestleMania. I don't know. I'm going to say Roman. But I have a feeling as soon as I turn the camera off, I'm going to change my mind. And I feel like any moment now, anyone could... I feel like this is the hardest WrestleMania main event to predict in a long time. A very long time. So, what do you guys think? Who do you think is going over in all these matches? Let me know your predictions in the comments below. I would love to hear your feedback. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And until next time, too sweet. Laters, guys.
Join Potato Club today and too sweet that subscribe button.